Welcome back, Smutterflies.
Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday indeed. It's been a hot minute.
We had a little cheeky week off that wasn't really intended.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys.
Yeah.
Just like emotional and physical fatigue.
Yeah.
We're busy girlies at the moment. Like, I don't need to rehash it. You all know that B's having a baby and that I'm getting married and that we've been doing signings back to back to back.
Yes.
It's just been a lot.
And coming back from Fiction Fest coinciding with turning third trimester pregnant was just like, I feel like a lot of people that I am mutuals with have been saying that it's taken them a long time to go with Fiction Fest, which makes it sound like we were all like wrestling all day and stuff, which it really wasn't the case. But it was
like,
just
I had a huge fight in Fiction Fest.
Yeah, we all just like wrestled all day. But no, it's just a lot. Like,
it was a long day, like, because you could set up early and you went in for the early setup, and then
we were still were still like barely ready on time,
and then obviously you're there all day, you're talking to people, like, it's like mentally fatiguing, isn't it? Like having the same conversation over and over again, because like obviously people want to talk about your book.
Well, and whenever we've done them up until now, the two that we did prior, which were quite small ones, we've commuted on the day. It was a 6 hour, well, I say 6 hour, it was less, but like with stopping and whatever, it was 6 hours on the way up. Then I went out and socialised all Friday night. That was a lot. It was lovely. Like, it was so nice to meet people, but like socialising all Friday night. Then you're sleeping in a hotel, which like you don't really sleep well anyway. Then we were up at like the crack of dawn. I just so happened to having a really sicky day Saturday. Aww. I know, poor Nick, I'd like text, like we were supposed to meet in the reception for like 7 or whatever. And she was like really panicked because I think she thought that I'd sleep in.
Oh, okay.
And I'm not really a sleep inner. Like, I do get her.
Yeah.
And she texted me at like 6:20, but I was already up and in the shower. Okay. And then she was like, "You haven't replied." And I was like, "No, it's because I was showering. I've been up since like 6:05. And then we were supposed to meet at 7. And then I texted her like, "Can we make it like 7:30? Because I've just had to take a second anti-sickness." Because I was having a really... Once I did that, I was fine. Yeah. But I was just having a really sicky morning. And then it was like, I think I did 3 trips to and from the car, and then Nicole, I think, did 2 on her own.
Oh my God.
And it was really accessible. Yeah. But it's still lugging a cart to and from.
Thing is, like, not to like toot our own toot, but we knew you were going to do well. Like, based on like what we'd already done, we knew that the special editions were going to sell well. So like, we took a lot of books with us. So...
And the only thing I walked away with was paperbacks, which we expected. Yeah. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, so then it was just a long day. And then it was like... And then I went to the after party. Only for like an hour. And then they started playing clubbing music. And me and Shaheen were like, time to go.
Good night.
And then we came back. And I slept for 10 hours. And it was... Oh my God.
Needed.
It was... I literally woke up, I was like Nosferatu, like waking up. I was just like, I don't even know where I am. Like, I still woke for a pee and stuff, but like, and then we went...
When's the last time you had 10 hours sleep?
I text our like friendship group.
Pre-child 1, surely.
Literally, oh my God, yeah. I gotta say though, my child was a very good baby sleeper. She's terrible now, but she was a really good baby sleeper. She was. I text our friendship group, like, just had a 10-hour sleep, and our one friend who's got a baby was like, maybe we should just do that, like, just not, just book like a local hotel just to sleep. And I'm like, honestly, it was
10-10
outstanding. And then like, we couldn't just come home, could we? We then drove to Liverpool to go to Paper and Word, because, when you're up there, it was kind of on the way home, you had to come down, It was just a really long, like, I didn't get in till like 6-7 p.m. Yeah. And then I was back in work Monday morning. Yeah. So, yeah, it was just not happening.
But... we're fortunate enough that we have a lot of fucking episodes out, so missing 1 week isn't too bad. There was probably something for everybody to catch up on.
And I feel like for doing this nearly 2.5 years,
first
we've
time
never
that
missed.
But we are sorry.
We are.
We didn't intend for it.
No, we didn't.
It was just the way it goes. We're hoping in the next couple of weeks we're going to have an update on like when we're going to take our season 2 break, and like what the plan is while B is on maternity. And if you're a Patreon subscriber, we're going to just freeze everyone's memberships until we're in a position to be posting again.
Yes.
So we're going to do April
Yep.
And we're going to try and do May.
Yeah.
And then we're going to probably freeze everybody's. Yeah. So, like, we hope that you'll stick around and you'll continue when we unfreeze them, probably in September.
Yes.
But, like, also if you want to cancel, that's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
But we are going to freeze everyone's membership probably from June onwards for the summer.
Yeah.
But once we have a clear plan of what we're doing, we'll announce it so that everybody knows.
Oh, yes.
What are you currently reading?
I'm actually reading something. Can we believe it?
Oh my gosh.
I know. Haven't finished my book yet. Still on a very overdue deadline.
Oh, I've got questions, but they're spoilers, so I'll ask you after we finish recording because I read a lot of chapters last night.
I know. I was really trying to hold off and give it all to you, but then because we tried to do this last night, which we'll get into a second, and that was a whole shit show because basically technology is just not our friend. Yeah. But I felt bad, so I was like, "Do you want some chapters?" Because we tried to record for like 40 minutes and it just wouldn't work.
And I was like, "Sorry for wasting your time, babe."
So then I was like,
in person. I didn't make me drive to my house. Yeah. We were trying to do it remote, and nothing was working. No.
So I was like, "Chapters to make you feel better."
But I've got questions, but I can't ask any of them without spoilers. But I am in the trenches of Son of Nothing, and I'm loving it.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
But I just, like, no offence, but I cannot wait to get my hands on it. Editorial-wise.
I thought I'd done really well this time compared to Dora Stone.
I am literally just going to go Control F Barley and change them all to Barley.
I don't... You know, when you put them side by side, I can see it.
Yeah.
But genuinely, if you were to... I can't see it. Is that a form of dyslexia? It must be.
And just Control F for moth and change it all to mouth because apparently...
I think I must have a sticky U.
Yeah, maybe. There was also a spelling mistake that made me laugh.
Definitely, I really struggle with.
Yeah.
Definitely is really hard.
You wrote, I don't know how to say it, Gwyn. You wrote it twice in the same sentence, different spellings for both of them. And I was like, I know she's still talking about him.
Yeah.
So like, that's just an error.
And I, as well, like, and I don't think I did this with Dora Stone, because I'm sometimes, like, believe it or not, too much of a perfectionist in my own way, or as perfectionist as I can be.
Yeah.
But this time with all the words, I know that I'm just going to go back and do them all.
Yeah.
So like, some of the Welsh terms, I'm just like freehand typing and like fuck knows what they're going to be.
I'm learning Welsh again on Duolingo.
Okay.
I'm doing really well. I'm really enjoying it. They're just like, Welsh is a really hard language.
It is.
In that, like, sometimes depending on like if it's like you or I or they, like the first letter of the next word will change, so it'll go from a T to a D.
Soft mutations. Treiglad meddal, as we call them in Cymraeg.
But like a lot of it now is typing. I have to type things because like I'm over like the listening to words and picking them from a list. I have to like physically type things out. So I'll like type tavern, for example, you know, tavern with an F, tafan for a pub.
Yeah.
And then it'll be like, wrong, daffan. And I'm like, how am I supposed, like, you haven't taught me mutation. Like, Duolingo hasn't taught me mutations.
And as well, right, so funny enough, like, this is, but, you know, people love when we just yap. Yeah. So a few months ago, actually, I have two friends that are not outside of being friends with Sam. And my one friend, Rachel, is a fluent Welsh speaker, but she also teaches in Welsh. So she's not first language Welsh like me. Her family don't speak it, but she went to Welsh school. But like, she says she's not first language Welsh, but like she is.
Yeah.
Because she teaches it. Her Welsh is so accurate.
Yeah.
And then our friend Charlie, who's learning it but she's doing some kind of like really intensive course with the government for her work. So she's having like proper lessons. And we were talking about it when we last went out for dinner, and we were literally talking about this. And the thing is then, like Charlie was like, and then, you know, there's certain things that you can't say, and there's certain things that in other languages, like in French, do apply, but they don't apply in Welsh. And the thing is, right, when you tell me the rule, when like Charlie was telling me the rule, I was like, is that a rule? But then when she said the sentence, I was like, oh yeah. It's the same with soft mutations. I couldn't tell you the actual letters that are affected and what they change to, but I know. Does that make sense? It's
usually like a T changing to a D. That's what I'm getting a lot of.
The biggest one is, so you would say yn Cymru, which is in Wales, but it's yng Nghymru. So it's an NG, which is one letter in Welsh. So it's yng Nghymru instead of yn Cymru. that one, I feel like that one quite naturally happens.
Yeah, I'm on countries at the moment, which is really hard because, like, probably if you were referring to a country, you would just say its English name.
Not if I was speaking Welsh, I don't think I would.
Well, like Egypt, you'd say Aifft.
At Aifft, yeah.
Oh my god, it's just so
if
hard.
I knew it,
yeah.
Like if that at Aifft, I'd have to think, but yeah, you know.
Cymru, Lloegr, Alban and
Iwerddon
are fine, which is Wales, England, Scotland and Ireland. That's fine, I'm fine with those. But then, like, the Netherlands, Greece being Glad Groeg. Why is that 2 words? Why is Greece 2 words?
Greece, Glad Groeg is Greek country. Glad is land, country,
yeah,
Greek
but this
land.
is what I was thinking. I was like, Glad is in our national anthem, so why is Greece called Glad Groeg?
Greek land.
So just call it Groeg.
So it's like Iceland, but it's not Iceland. Yeah. It's not Greekland. It's Greece.
Oh my god, honestly. And I'm like, it's making me spell them, and I'm like, I don't fucking care how to spell.
Yeah, I agree.
Like,
yeah.
You know, like Spain being spine with a B, fine. Like Frank, France being
some
Frank
quite easy,
is fine. But then, like, it keeps giving me Brittany.
Oh,
which is like it starts with an L. I can't remember what it is, but I'm like, I don't even know where Brittany is. Like, I'm not going to be fucking talking about it in my day-to-day Welsh.
In France?
Yeah, okay. But like, why? Why am I learning that?
I agree.
Manchester always comes up. Manceinion.
Manceinion, yeah.
I'm like, why are you so obsessed with Manchester? And parsnips. I didn't realise that parsnips was a very big thing in Wales.
What is it?
Because panai.
Panai. Yeah.
But I'm like, every sentence is about fucking parsnips.
Yeah.
I'm like,
yeah.
And wearing gloves, menig. I've done that about fucking 40
but then,
times.
Like, a lot of things in Welsh, like, but then menin is butter. They're not even close, but they're very similar words. The one that, so like my daughter's obviously learning it now. The one that gets her is cennin peder is daffodil, but a cennin is a leek. So like there's zero correlation between the two. And there's probably some old folklore reason why, but like that really confuses her because she always wants, I say, what's that?
Yeah.
About a cennin peder, and she always says blodyn melyn, which is technically correct, but you're like, no, it's a cennin peder, and she's like, it's not a cennin because we don't eat it, and I'm like, no, I know, like it doesn't make sense.
Honestly, like I'm really enjoying it, and I'm liking being back in the Welsh language because I haven't done it for so long, but like, fuck me, it's frying my brain.
I think as well, especially when like you want to learn it conversationally, like no one's here to be fluently writing grammatically correct Welsh. But also, like,
I'm not going to come up to you and be like, hi Bethan, where do you live? I live in Swansea.
Is a Manceinion ar y penwythnos?
Have you ever been to Manchester? Do you enjoy working in an office?
Do you wear gloves?
Literally.
Yeah.
Is she wearing a red coat? Like, that's the kind... And I'm like, just teach me how to chat.
Yeah,
like, do you know, like... Oh, it's... but I'm really enjoying it. But that was a huge tangent.
Yeah, it was
Sorry.
a tangent.
What are you currently reading?
Half City.
How did we get up to me learning Welsh?
I don't know how we got there. I can't even... I started talking about that I was reading again.
Oh, you said you're going to control F your book for the Welsh words. Right, okay, sorry.
Sorry.
You're reading Half City.
I'm reading Half City. I need to unwind as of recent. And even though I am writing, I'm trying to like also, like I'm so boring. I had my glucose test yesterday where you've got to sit for 2 hours and just wait after drinking the thickest liquid I've ever drank in my life. I literally wanted to die. So I was, I read, I haven't read loads of it. I'm probably only like, I don't know, 10 chapters in, but I'm really enjoying it. Loving it. I knew I'd love it. Like I knew I would. It's so good. I need to get back on audiobook because I've still got, I'm still technically listening to
Shadow of Ruin.
Yeah. I just need to get back into it. Mm-hmm. And then, I don't know, but like, I mean, I'm not worried because we were talking about this the other night when we were texting about like bulk recording. But like this year's obviously been very different for us because of just like life. But like I'm going back on maternity, guys. Like last time I read 130 books on maternity.
Look out, world!
Yeah, I'm gonna come back a new woman. So whenever you read this, and I'm like, no, I'll be like, yes, I have fucking read this book.
I'm gonna write you a list of things I want you to read.
I need to wrap up. I need to prioritize series that are like not that like Gods and Monsters is finished, but like I'm going to prioritise stuff like that.
Yeah, do the second Broken Souls and Bones so we can cover that finally.
And have we done the first one?
Yeah.
Did we?
Yeah. And we interviewed LJ about it.
No, I know we re-interviewed LJ, but I couldn't remember if we did the book, but we did. And like the Legacy series by Melissa K. Rorick, those kind of things. So I need to wrap up what I am reading. And then, I've got so much to fucking read. I can't wait.
Yeah, I want you to read the One Dark Window, Two Twisted Crowns, that one, the Twisted Crowns. I want you, to finish Broken Souls and Bones. I want you to catch up on Gods and Monsters.
We're going to have Burn.
Which we're
going to talk about next week. I'm going to have 2 Akatars.
Yeah.
I put up a post like, I love that all these authors just knew. You know, they just knew that I was on maternity.
We've got you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Penn liked that. Thanks, Pen. That's what I'm reading.
Bree Greenwich collabed with me on my post today on Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
My wristband.
Mine's in the house. I haven't opened it yet.
Oh my God, it's so fucking sexy.
I know, I'm so excited.
I literally was like,
post by yes. I know, I can't wait.
Steve was like, oh, that's a posh one. I was like, fuck off. Just trying to take my stress on.
On my TikTok the other day, a penguin ad popped up and it was them, and I commented on it, and it just made me really emotional because I was like, we've literally we got sent this, like it had a long release, they sent it to us.
They I don't know if you've seen their Instagram today, but they did a post, like a really like cryptic post today, like we might have news to share.
Oh no, I didn't see that. I
think it's gonna be the next book.
Oh, Realm Blade. So fucking excited.
Yeah.
Also, can we talk about, is the Duskbound special edition up for pre-order? And I think it is, isn't it? And we have pre-ordered.
Yeah.
A lot. I'm like,
Sam, what have I ordered?
Sam, what have I pre-ordered? Oh, I know why. I wondered why there was 2 boxes there for me today. I've got the regular hardback and the special edition.
Because why wouldn't you?
I want both.
Okay,
I want
fine.
both. Brain, coherent thoughts. Oh, Riftborn special edition Warstones UK one was outstanding. Can you imagine what the Duskbound one's gonna look like?
My God.
It hasn't been announced yet, so we haven't been able to see it.
No.
But it's gonna fuck me sideways. I can't wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get a Greenwich and Lennox shelf soon because I have that many copies of their books. I bought a book the other day. I haven't told you about it. I haven't shown you.
What did you buy?
So somebody, when we went out on the Friday night before Fiction Fest, somebody that's friends with Nicole.
Yeah.
She's like a bookstagrammer, but she's also a PA for an author. The author's called like Rhiannon Hard something.
Okay.
And it's, if you saw the cover, you would have seen it loads recently. It's gone really viral. Like My Blood is Black and Blue, or My Blood is Black, but it's a standalone romantasy, but it's a Blackbeard retelling.
Ooh.
But the roles are flipped. It's gone, she's American, the author, but this person, anyway, they were sisters, they were really nice, and one of them is moving to America, so she's selling all her books. And funny enough, had a ton for Nicole when we got to the bar because Nicole had bought a load of them. And she put up the other day, like, I'm selling my special edition Dutch copy of Crescent City, but it's the giant paperback with, you know, the cover, you know, the girl on the cover, but on the sprayed edge. Yeah, and she only wanted £10 for it, and I was like, I'll have it off you. So it came yesterday, and it's fucking stunning. It came today, sorry, and it's fucking stunning.
Wow.
I know. I was like, because if I'd have seen that in an airport, or if we were in the Netherlands, I would have bought that. Yeah, fit as fuck. And then obviously I need to do a video. I need to do what I bought at Fiction Fest. Did I show you the Claire Sagers I bought?
You haven't shown me anything. We haven't spoken about Fiction Fest. We haven't seen each other.
I spent £120 on Claire Sagers. They were the Page and Wick special editions of, you know, the Tenebris, Tenebris trilogy. And I was like, I've worked really hard today. Yeah. I deserve it. So I bought them. Absolutely. And then I came upstairs. Sorry, this is so good off on a tangent, but this will make you laugh, right? I came upstairs and like Shaheen had sold, Sue's Willoughby bookshelf had sold so well. She didn't sell out, but like she very almost did. So by like 5 o'clock, it was pretty quiet. So I walked past and she was like, what's that? And I was like, oh, it's what I've just bought myself. So then she went down and bought them as well. Because Page and Wick, like, that was the only thing. By the time any of us had a break, loads of places, or like, luckily Amy Clinton hadn't sold out of book 2, 3 and 4, but she had sold out of book 1. Meg Edwards sold out. Meg Jones sold out, which is amazing.
Yeah.
But like A Sandpiper, RX
Yeah,
Sandpiper,
R.A. Sandpiper.
had sold out, and I wanted to get her books. Tamara Price had sold out. I wanted to buy. So like, it's amazing.
Wanted, Monster of Mind,
yeah, that had gone. And then when we went to Page and Word or whatever it was called the next day, they had 2 copies, and me and Shaheen both wanted it. So I was going to get you a copy, but then I was like, I can't take it out of Shaheen's hands. Nicole had already stolen a book off Shaheen. Well, they were arguing over, Sophie Keach Morgan is my name.
Yeah.
And there was only 1 copy of the first book, and they were like, so then we were like, oh no, Shaheen, like, you have it. So yeah, there was so much that I couldn't actually get because it was sold out. But I was just wondering, I went down to Page and Word, they had loads, because they had Laura Carter's Secret of the Dead. I would have got that if there were any left, but I don't think there wasn't any left. But I saw them, and I was like, have you got all 3? Because they only had the display. She was like, yeah, it's one of the ones we actually have quite a few of. And I was like, give me. She was like, all 3? I was like, yes, I'll take all 3. She was like, it's this much. I was like, that's fine. Like, tap.
Yeah.
And then she was like, where'd you get those from? And I was like, Page and Wick. She was like, oh, I'm gonna go get them. I was like, you've worked really hard. I was like, you deserve it. So then we went and got them signed by Claire Sager.
Yeah.
And I wasn't there when she went up to the table, right? But everybody had to, obviously, like, you get a lot in these conventions, you get like name cards, don't you? It's like author and then your name, whatever. So Shaheen had a vendor. So she went up to, she's going to kill me for telling this story if she listens now. She went up to the table and like was chatting to Claire Sager. And then she was like, do you want your name on it? And I don't know if she said yes, she must have. And she went, oh yeah, please. And she's like, oh, of course, yes, Shaheen. And then Shaheen was like, oh my God, Claire Sager knows who I am. But it's because she had it on her.
That's brilliant.
So for like a second, she was like, oh my God, like, Claire knows who I am. And then it was like, no, it's because it's on your fucking lanyard.
Hi, my name is Shaheen. Literally.
And she was like, I feel like such an idiot. I was like, I'm so glad you didn't open your mouth, because imagine she'd be like, no, babe, it's because it's by there. Like,
that's brilliant.
But Claire Sager did say we are friends. I asked her to sign something and she's like, yeah, what's that between friends? I was like, yeah, literally my little like hail bucket in the corner, like, sorry, that was such a tangent. Yeah, I bought
this. Do you know what question I asked you? I don't know. What are you currently reading?
I think that's what you did the first time round.
And that's 22 minutes ago.
I told you, we were like trying to decide what we were going to talk about tonight. And I said to Sam, I don't think we need a topic. Like, we haven't seen each other in so long. I was like, we don't need a topic. Anyway.
No, I feel like it'll be good next week because we're going to be live.
We've got loads,
and we've got loads to talk about. My agenda is ram-jammed. I
was saving that Shaheen story for next week, but I felt like I needed to tell it because it was just so funny. Anyway.
That's absolutely brilliant.
So I'm reading Crest City. I'm reading Half City.
Stunning. I can't wait for us to cover it because
I'm buzzing.
It's amazing.
And the second one's out this year, right?
Yeah. October, I think.
Yeah, I'm sure it's really close to the second King of Ravens.
Oh, okay. The next Beast of the Briar came out today.
I saw, yeah.
Frozen by Starlight.
Yeah, I'm gonna read it. I think I'm gonna sell my hardbacks.
Ooh. Oh, you've bought the paperbacks.
Yeah.
That's not the reason.
That's not the reason. I kind of forgot that I'd done that.
Like, so why are you selling them?
Because I didn't read them on the hardback.
Oh, I read the hardback.
They're not special editions.
No, they're not.
And I am lacking in shelf space.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like...
Yeah, when you bought new shelves and you were like, oh, I'm going to have so much more room. And then I filled them all. And you were like...
I know.
How have I not got more room?
I know, in fact. I'm going to have a declutter soon. Because I've got a lot of, like, Illuma crates.
Two mates.
Have I got rid of one?
No. Not yet.
Let's do that as well.
Unless you've done it since.
No, I haven't. That's what I need to go through and have, like, a clear out. Because I've got loads of like Illuma crates and lock libraries.
I need to go through my Illuma crates
that I just don't want
because I had the combo box.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to read the YA stuff.
There's some stuff that I keep, like the Bristol Keats and stuff I will keep. And now I'm a part of the romantasy and the adult fantasy. They're much more like it was the Last Starborn Seer and that Fae like pirate one.
Yeah.
So they're much more ones that I do want to keep. But the old ones I used to have, like the Illuma crates, some of them are sci-fi.
Yeah.
I just kept them because they were pretty edges. Yeah. But I need to go now that I'm literally struggling. I need to go through and have a big declutter.
I agree.
And get rid of my duplicate mates. But yeah, I just feel like I don't know. I just don't think I need them. If I was going to read them on hardback because it was cheaper than buying them on Kindle, but I can't read hardback. I just can't.
I read them hardback.
Yeah. What are you reading?
I'm still audiobooking Wisteria by Adeline Grace, but I have got a big chunk of it done. I think it's going to be done soon.
Okay.
I'm back doing stuff where I can have headphones on and be audiobooking. And then I'm obviously reading Son of Nothing by B.A. Pepper. I'm reading Winter's Fate.
First one,
no, second one.
Winter's
Winter's Fate and Winter's Power. I don't know which way around.
Power's the second one.
Okay, so I'm reading Winter's Power by Amelia MacLeod. Yeah. I'm also reading The Favour of Layrus by Charlotte Brown.
Yeah, I saw she sent them.
I'm also reading
all those arcs that you signed up for are coming back to bite you in the fucking ass, aren't they?
I'm also reading
Hunted by the Fey Duke.
I finished that.
Oh, was it good? Yes.
I'm also reading A Trial of Two Worlds by J. Larson, which is book 3.
Okay.
I'm missing something.
I don't know.
I'm reading 5 books. Sun, Wisteria.
Are you still reading Chronicles?
I finished it.
Oh.
Sun, Wisteria, Winter's Power, Favour of Layrus, Trial of Two Worlds. Yeah, that's my 5.
Okay. So not much.
And I read Mating with Mallows today.
Oh yeah, that's our Patreon for April.
By Nora Noodle.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
It took me 20 minutes.
Is it KU?
Yeah, it took me 20 minutes, and it was strange, but yeah. Anyway, sorry, long intro. What are we here to do today?
We're talking about our Intsa-Buy authors.
Yes.
Which isn't something we've I feel like specifically dedicated an episode to.
Yeah.
I feel like we kind of might have done a Patreon that was relatively similar, but not that explicitly.
Yeah.
But I will say, I haven't told you this, but I've done a bit of a take on it.
Okay.
So I've kind of gone with authors that I Insta-Buy, but for not for other reasons, new editions, because I felt like talking about you guys know we yap so much about our favourite series and our favourite books. I feel like what my core ride or die Insta-Buy authors are, but I've got 4 that have kind of a newer ones.
Okay.
And 2 of them are kind of for weird reasons.
Love that.
Yeah.
Okay. So I've done a take on it too.
Okay.
Because I just feel like there's no point me sitting here being like, oh, if you didn't know, I love Sarah J. Maas.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought, yeah.
So I've only done indie authors.
Love.
Or authors that were indie and maybe have only literally recently gone trad.
Yeah, okay.
So I've kept it really indie, not big publishers, not books that you'd walk into Waterstones to pick up.
Yeah.
So that's the take I took. But you can start and we'll just bounce off each other.
So my first one, and it came to mind because on the drive back from Liverpool, Manchester, Nicole and I, she's one of Nicole's favourite authors, and we were talking about this. My first one is Cassandra Clare, right? But I've never actually read a Cassandra Clare book. But I own a copious amount of books by Cassandra Clare. Almost probably every book she's written, to be totally honest. I think I own it.
Yeah.
And it isn't I want to read her. She's very much on my TBR. I am planning to do the Infernal Devices on my maternity.
Yeah.
Because our friend Nicole raves about them so much. Maybe not Shadowhunters, because I feel I don't know, I kind of get the gist of that. Maybe one day I would.
Yeah, I've got Mortal Instruments, the box set. I had it for my birthday, and I definitely want to read it.
Yeah, so I think that's definitely my intention. But I also have The Rag Picker King and Sword Catcher.
Mm-hmm.
And I have multiple versions of each of those. But there's just something about when I see Cassandra Clare, if I'm out and about, I'll buy it.
Yeah.
And so it isn't I've not read her because I have no intention to.
Yeah.
It's just one of those authors that I've just I've not got to yet. Yeah. But I will always, if I'm out and I'll see a Cassandra Clare book that I don't have, I'll always buy it.
Yeah.
So I feel she's an Insta-Buy author, and I have another one like this, which we'll get to in a second. But yeah, Cassandra Clare is just one of those authors that I'll always buy a book, even though I've never read one. Fair.
Absolutely fair. My first one, to to anyone who has listened to our episodes that we've done on her books, I won't be surprised. However, I started talking about one of her books in your street team, and like 3 people replied, like, "Oh, I've never heard of this."
So she's on mine. So let's go on.
Okay.
Yes.
So I was like, "Whoa!" But then I was thinking, well, if you hadn't read the book, you wouldn't have listened to the episode. So like maybe you wouldn't have heard of it, even though like I feel like we talk about it all the time.
Yeah.
But just like to put her firmly on the map and on everybody's radar.
Yeah.
My first one is Chris K. Haynes. Now, if you've read the Memory Puller series and you're like, yeah, that was amazing. Like, not that anybody thinks that, but just in case you were like, but is it just like because of that series? No. I've just read Hunted by the Fey Duke, and Jesus fucking Christ, can this woman write? And like, it's Dom Sub, but like not like Butcher and the Ballerina. Do you know? She hasn't just taken Ronan and like recreated him in a different world. Like, it's so vastly different. It's so fucking well written. I finished that book and my face was soaking. I messaged her. I was like, I'm not actually sure if I'm crying. Like, I don't know if this is happiness, sadness. I was like, you've altered me. Like, but I can't say anything because I know you want to read it and I don't want to spoil it. But like what she did with that storyline and how she manipulated that ending, I'm just like in awe of how her mind works. And I just think like how this woman has been picked up by a publisher, I will never fucking know. But she has to be on your list. So Chris K. Haynes, she's got the Memory Puller series, and now she's also got Hunted by the Fey Duke. And
which is honestly, a standalone.
Which is a standalone, one and done. But honestly, I can hand on heart say, if somebody said to me, oh, Chris K. Haynes is writing a book about XYZ, I'd be like, yeah, easy.
They could tell us Chris K. Haynes was writing a cooking book about French toast and I fucking buy it and
I'd be like, yeah, better add, just in case.
Who knows?
Yeah. Like, honestly, the things her writing do to me, like, and I knew I was going to love Hunted by the Fey Duke because of the Memory Puller series, but like, it's so vastly different in like the setup, the worlds, like it's a totally different book, but the same Chris-ness that I love.
Yeah, 100%.
And honestly, like, I can't wait for the next Memory Puller, obviously. I was buzzing. But, like, to have this now and to have, like, a little taste of something different from her. And just, like, okay. I literally messaged her, like, hi, can you write a bonus scene of this, of this, of this? Like, literally a shopping list for it. She was like, I'll see what I can do, Sam. But, oh, sorry, I've got really, like, excitable. But I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed.
So Chris is one of mine as well. She's probably, not like she's like the only, but, like, it's the one person that I felt like I was going to talk about because it is a slightly newer edition. I mean, it's probably been like maybe 2 years the end of this year that we've read Memory Puller, but like a newer author. And I was surprised, but again, I forget, like, I just always assume that everybody knows me because of the podcast, but some people genuinely don't. So like, I just, not like in a big-headed way, but like, I just feel like people know the podcast way more than they know me as an author. So then when on my street team, or like quite a lot were like, no, I've never heard of it. I was like, oh my fucking God.
And
like,
it literally, I think I put in there, like, my lungs are full of all the gasps I've gasped. Yeah, because literally. I was just like, what the fuck?
I know. I was nagging Nicole on the drive to and from, like, you need to read Memory Puller. She was like, I know. I was like, there's audiobooks. Like, you can do audiobooks. Honestly, like, I agree. Like, obviously Chris is mainly focused on the Memory Puller series, which is totally understandable. They're really big books. They're really thorough. Like, I can understand why she's a one-track mind focus on Memory Puller. But like, I'm so excited. I knew that the Hunter by the Fey Duke was going to be crack. Like, I knew it would be.
I just, like, I don't want to talk about it because I don't want to give anything away. But like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I
know. And like, honestly, like you said, she could, well, like I just said, she could write a cooking book and I'd be like, yeah, I'll fucking read it.
Yeah.
Literally. Chris can give me anything and I'll read it. Like, I eat it up. And like, again, like, I will say, I think of all the Memory Puller books, I love all of them. They're all 5 stars. But I really love Butcher and the Ballerina. And like, Chris loves a plot twist. Chris loves a cliffhanger. I will say with Exile and the Saviour, towards getting the end, it's not that there hadn't been plot twists and things like that, because they fucking had. But I think because we were leading into the final book, I kind of like didn't expect there to be a cliffhanger, because I feel like every other book had one. And then you kind of start to feel safe.
Yeah.
And you feel like, okay, well, I sort of know where we're leaving it now for the next one. And then there's essentially like, it's like a flashback, isn't it? Or it's like a memory that's accidentally shared, which I kind of don't want to go too much into. And it's something from like basically kind of book 1, really, beginning of book 2. And it just totally changes your perspective on everything that you've known thus far. And it was just like, fucking damn.
Yeah.
Like, when I think I'm safe, Chris just like, pew,
yeah.
And I love it.
Cream pies you in the face. Like, bang.
I was like, what kind of cream pie?
Like a...
Yeah, not the other one.
Yeah.
Anyway. So yeah, Chris K. Haynes was one of my 4 as well. Anything Chris writes, I'll read every single time. Doesn't matter what it is. My next one is an author called, I believe, T.J. Kingfisher.
Yeah.
Who's a trad author. I believe they've been writing for quite some time. And again, an author that I own multiple books by. But I just haven't, again, gotten round to reading any books by. Mm-hmm. I'd originally bought all of the Paladin series, those like standalone ones. Because I'd seen really good things about them. I definitely intend to read them. And because they had all of them, didn't they, in the Waterstones we were in at the time. We were in Bath, maybe.
Yeah.
For Callie Hahn. Yeah. I was like, oh, yeah, lovely. Treat myself to all 5 of those. Thank you, or 4 or whatever. But then when we went back to Bath the other day, myself and my husband, and we went to Toppins, they had a special edition of one of their books from like a totally unrelated series. It could be like the 3rd book in a series. I didn't even know. But it was a special edition. And I was like, yeah, I just bought it. Like a sprayed edge, 1st edition, special edition.
Oh, nice.
And I was like, yeah, I'll buy it. So again, it's one of those authors who I have like a copious amount of on my shelf. And honestly, if I saw their books pretty much anywhere, I'd probably buy it. But I've yet to read anything by. But maternity's going to change all of that.
Look out.
And I bought those Paladin ones. What makes me laugh is I bought them because they're standalones, they're one and dones, they're quite like cozy, a little bit like, spicy.
Oh, I can just like chuck them in.
And I was like, oh, I just like pick them up and read them in between. And I'm like, lol, when? Like, when? I will get to them. So that was technically my 3rd now because I spoke about Chris as well.
Yeah. Okay. My next one is an author that I discovered through the podcast because they submitted to our author spotlight and I was lucky enough that it was my author spotlight. So I got to read their book, and it's Laura Carter. And book 1 is Secrets of the Dead. So the books are stunning, right? The series that she has like designed is absolutely stunning. But her writing, there's really something about her writing. So like essentially her kingdom is like split into different kingdoms, but then the middle is like a circle in the middle, like the very center of the kingdom, and it's like the like safe zone where like nobody rules, and like all the rulers from the other kingdoms come into the middle, and like nobody's in charge, and they like meet and talk about the land and stuff. And I just thought it was such an interesting setup of a world. And then her writing on top of that is like, oh my gosh, absolutely outstanding. Like, if you haven't read Secrets of the Dead, I would highly, highly, highly recommend bumping it up your TBR, because like her way of writing is just phenomenal. But then like, so like you follow a person from each kingdom, but it doesn't feel like you're like jumping around all the time. Like she really effortlessly seams like 4 or 5 different stories into one like really cohesive story. And I just thought like it was a really, well, I've referred to it as this before, like, oh, she Love Actually'd me. Because like you've got like 5 different storylines, and then all of a sudden they're all connected, and like he knows her because of this, and they, do you know, like it was one of them. And I was just like, got to the end of book 1 and I was like, that's so fucking clever. And like, I'm pretty sure she's about to finish the series.
Yes, she is,
so like, I think it's like 5 books now, or maybe 6. Because I think she added a standalone like novella.
A novel. And then the purple one has just come out. Out for ARCs. And then there's one more which is coming out,
which is like,
I'm sure.
Black is the novella, because it goes blue, green, orange.
I need to look now.
Purple. Black is the novella. And then is there like a white, grey type one for the last one?
Blue, orange, green, black, purple. And then she did the cover reveal of the last one at Fiction Fest live.
Yeah.
And it's like goldy, sandy colour. And it's called... Hold on, it's a reel. It's called...
Is,
Salvation of the Kingdom. That's the last one.
Is the second one not the green one?
No,
you just said
that's the
orange.
third one. Well, in the order she's got on her Instagram, no, it's blue, orange, green, black. Purple's just come out or coming out, and then Salvation of the Kingdom is
this summer.
Yeah,
and then the black one is like a standalone novel.
But that's already out.
Yeah. But it's in the same world.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just like. An author that can grip me like that, like I think I like it's not like a small book by any means, and I fucking raced through it. I was like, how can I be, because like I can't make a cohesive thought, but you know, like when it's 5 different stories because of the different kingdoms and you're following different people, you've essentially got like multiple MMCs and FMCs, and I was like, she's made me care about all of them. It's not like, oh, I like that princess, and I'm gonna focus on her, but like fuck everybody else. Like I was invested in like all these different kingdoms and all these different like rulers, and I was just like, oh, this is amazing.
And how many of you read 2 or 3?
2.
2.
And I need to read them. They're on my shelf, and I every time I look at them, I'm like, fuck.
Like
literally, like every time, like, and I keep fucking signing up for arcs, and I need to stop it because I need to get through what I've already got. But this is such a long-winded way of me saying that my second one
is your choice.
Is Laura Carter.
Okay, good.
I don't know how long I spoke for then.
That's fine.
I keep getting really excited. I don't know what's wrong with me.
So my final one is one we've been recently talking about quite a lot. So again, comes as no surprise. And again, their books were never not... I never would have not bought their books prior to reading this recent book. But it's Claire Sager. So I had because of our friends Tongue in Cheek, who are a podcast friends of ours, they've been interviewing and reading Claire Sager for a while. They're really big fans of the... how do you say it again? Tenebrous Court series, which is Claire's, like, not her actual original trilogy, but like the I'd say the more well known of her indie releases. So like I'd seen those covers for ages. When I signed up to Fiction Fest and heard that Claire Sager was going, this is way before we met her, I was like, oh my god, Claire fucking Sager. I knew who she was. And I probably more so because of the Shifter Prince book being a part of the same anthology as Slaying the Vampire Conqueror. So if we'd have gone somewhere and they'd have had sprayed edges of Claire Sager, I would have bought them. But since reading King of Ravens, immediately, I would have bought her books anyway, but I feel like it's a newer author that, again, not newer as in but to us. That I'm now literally Claire could write a fucking instruction manual on how to change a wheel. And I would buy it.
Yeah, so after we did King of Ravens, I went back and read Slaying the Shifter Prince, and oh my fucking god, what a fucking writer. Because again, and the same with Chris's Hunted by the Fade Duke, it's a standalone, and you get so much out of me in just one book. I'm feeling things that I felt after 5 Sarah J. Maas novels, you know, and it's a one and done. I know I'm never coming back to this world, or probably never coming back to this world, and I'm not going to see these characters again, but I've got the same amount of emotions as I did after reading however many books in a series. The fact, if somebody can do that to me with a standalone book, I'm fucking Intsa-Buy all fucking day. Class.
Yeah, I feel like saying to both Claire and Chris, teach me your ways.
You're a phenomenal writer.
No, but one and done's like that. How does one do it?
Yeah.
I need to know. It is phenomenal. And so as soon as I saw the special edition Page and Wicks of the Tenebrous Court series,
you're coming with me.
You're coming home with me. The girl was like, all 3? I was like, and And then how cute, sorry, totally off on a tangent. She was like, oh, are you an author here? Because I had an author line. And she was like, yeah. I was like, yeah. She's like, oh, we've got a little box where you can self-rec to be a part of our sub box, like if we pick it up. And I was like, that's really cute.
Yeah, love that.
I told to Shaheen, I was like, when you go down and buy them, I was like, right, daughter of stone, and put it in. She's like, yeah, I would have anyway. And I was like, I know. But I was like, thank you. But I was like,
so sweet.
They don't, it's fine. I'm a nobody, but like, it was just funny.
You're not a nobody to me. You're not a nobody to your daughter.
Oh God, fucking hell. Today she wishes I was a fucking nobody. Jesus
Go
Christ.
away, mum.
Oh my God.
Are you mum or mam?
Mama.
Mama. Oh, mama.
What was with mama? I don't know. Yeah, I feel like mum. I call my mum.
Yeah.
And that's quite. My husband's always made fun of me and said that's posh.
Well, I say, like, if I'm talking, I'm like, oh, my mum said, like, my mum said. But if I see her, I'm like, ma'am. You know, when I want something, I'm like, ma'am. But I call it mama, and I always have.
Yeah.
Because obviously when I was little, I was obsessed with Aristocats.
Yeah.
And Marie says, mama, he did it again.
Yeah.
So I always used to call my mum
That's
mama.
not why she says it. I just.
From a young age, like, always.
And I think, like, sometimes, like, Corey will say, like, ma'am, like, referring to me.
Yeah.
Or mama. But she says mama, like, mama.
So
if she calls me,
yeah,
mama. But for many years, I've called my parents by their first names.
Wild.
I feel like maybe now I do say mum.
Yeah.
On an occasion, but I never call my dad. It's always John. I would never call my dad. And all our friends make fun of me. Sorry, total tangent. That everyone in my contacts list is full names.
Yeah.
Everyone in my contacts is full name.
Just in case.
My husband. Well, yeah. I just think, you know, my husband, everyone, even my grandfather, my 94-year-old grandfather is full named. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, moving us along.
Those are all of mine.
Okay, so next on my list is an author that we've spoken about a lot, and they have just gone trad, but like I'm putting them in anyway, even though I just said like I'm just going to try and do indies.
Okay.
But like I just like, you're never going to catch me not buying their books.
Also, we have a really good fucking hit success rate of finding indie books and then them going trad.
We do. So next on my list is Brie Greenwich and Parker Lennox.
Yeah.
So, like, humble brag, they sent us Riftborn way back when.
They did.
And we read it and we were like, this is fucking
Class.
insane.
Yeah.
And I was like, B, it can't get better than this. Like, that was class.
Yeah.
And then we read Dustbound.
Class.
And I was like, fuck, it did get better.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it can't get better than this.
Yeah.
And then we read The Ascended.
Yeah.
And I was like, you cannot keep going on this trajectory of getting better and better and better, because where the fuck does this go? Like, my head is going to explode at one point, because like it just keeps getting better. Every book I read by you is better than the one before. So like I dread to think how I'm going to feel after the next book.
I know. And also, like, I feel like, I don't know if we've ever spoken about this. Maybe we have, maybe we haven't. But, like, not that we always say everyone we've ever interviewed, dealt with, like, everyone in this community that we've come across, I'm not saying that is for everyone, but is really nice, right? We've always had, like, such pleasant experiences from, like, authors that are big, gigantic trad authors versus, like, indie. Like, there's very little, like, difference. Everyone's very kind. But, like, Greenwich and Lennox really are, like, two of the absolute precious gems in this community. Like, they are two of the nicest people who I have ever come across. Like, they're just so kind. They're so supportive. So, not that I'm, like, they write fucking class books anyway. Yeah. But, like,
they're nice people. Like, they're deserving of all the success that they're getting.
I've probably cried because of them more than any other author outside book related. Yeah. Because they are just two of the nicest people. Like, they really are. I can't say that again. Like, if someone were to say to me, like, probably in 10, 15 years' time, like, who are the nicest people you've ever met in this industry, I will always say Greenwich and Lennox. Like, they are... I just can't. They're like, kindness knows no bounds. Yeah. Like, it really does.
They are. They're amazing.
Yeah.
And their books are amazing. And
and they write fucking sick books.
Never going to stop buying them.
Nope.
Like, when Riftborn turned up today, I was like, already got it. Don't give a fuck.
I know, me with my adding to the third version.
Literally popping it on my shelf. Yeah, they're just amazing and easy smash.
Like, yeah.
Another author that, like, if their name pops up, like, assigned something, I'll be like, add.
Well, they could write a manual on changing a light bulb. I'll read it. Thank you.
Absolutely. So today we've had a cookbook about French toast,
changing
a manual
tyre,
about changing a wheel, and now changing a light bulb.
Light bulb, yeah. And I'll read all of them.
Okay, brilliant.
And I do it again.
Next on my list is an author that I spoke about right at the beginning of the episode, because I'm currently reading one of her books, and it's Amelia McLeod.
Okay.
Who did Winter's Power, Winter's Fate, Winter's Truth?
Yeah. I'd need to look.
Which is the Poison Kingdom.
Yes, trilogy. Yeah.
And again, like, B covered this as her author spotlight, and when she explained the premise, which I then explained back like a couple of months later, but
about a different book.
Yeah. I was like, that sounds really cool, and that sounds like really a bit of me, but like, I just didn't have time, and like we were so backed up with stuff. And then when we covered it on the podcast, she very kindly sent us book 1 and 2 each. So she sent 4 books out, and it's been on my shelf ever since. And then the other day I was just sort of like, I don't know what to read, like because I like to read something physical and something on my Kindle. And I saw them and I was like, I loved that when B explained it. So I was like, fuck it, I'm going in.
So good.
So I picked up, I can't remember, Winter's Fate is the first one.
Is the first one, yeah.
Picked up Winter's Fate, and I was just fucking vibing. I got to the end and I was like,
yep.
What?
I know.
And I was like, I wasn't like, not that I wasn't going to read book 2. I was obviously going to read the whole series, but like, I wasn't going to go straight into it because I've got so fucking much of my TBR. But here, lo and behold, here I am.
They're not big though. No, they're not something. Big,
and they're so readable.
They are.
And it's just, she's a phenomenal writer. Like, her plot line is incredible, and like the yearning,
their relationship is stunning. I love it.
Sexy as fuck.
I think when I did it on the author spotlight, I don't think book 2 was out. I don't think it was.
No, because she sent us to them, like she sent them to us after the fact.
Yeah,
so it wasn't like in
now,
line with the podcast episode.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, they're like, the best way I can describe them is like romantasy but frozen, like an ice queen, ice princess story.
Yeah.
But like the yearning is just great. The banter between the two love interests is great.
And the plot twist. The end of book 1, like my jaw was on the floor.
Yeah.
Like, I think I'm going to have to stop saying I'm good at guessing things, because
you don't see that one come in.
I've not guessed things correctly for a while now, so I'm like, I feel like I can't have that title anymore of good guesser, because people are like throwing me for a loop.
Outsmarting you. Yeah.
Especially Chris K. Haynes with Hunted by the Fey Duke. I thought I knew exactly how that was going to end, and like for me to end in fucking tears, like I need to speak to somebody about it.
I'm sure a few people in my street team arc read it.
Okay.
I'm sure that quite a few people have arc read it, so message and say, I need somebody to spiral with.
I do. I need just to talk to somebody about it and be like, oh my God, because like it's just not it's not the type of thing I've ever read before. Like the ending isn't like the type of ending I've ever read before. It's just amazing. I have one more and then I will stop. Okay. It's another duet. Again, they've been on the podcast, but I'm just fucking obsessed with them, and I'm obsessed with them as people, as authors, as everything. As it's Helen D'Amico and Anna Applegate, who wrote Blooms of Darkness and then Shadows of Ruin, and then the third one is Vow of something, is it?
Oh, I don't know, sorry.
I heard Vow of Lies.
Because I haven't read it, sorry. Oh, I'm only on the second one. I was going to say, what's the name of the series? And then I wanted to say Tits and Daggers, but that's not the name of the series.
Oh, Crowns of Fate. Sorry, I don't know where I got Vow of something from. Crowns of Fate. So it's the Broken Prophecy series.
Broken Prophecy, yeah.
Anna Applegate, Helen D'Amico. It's such a phenomenal series. And like when I finished it and I messaged them and I was like, I'm fucking freaking out because like that it's over, like I'm sad. They were like, oh well, we did write some like bonus content, do you want it? And I was like, fucking obviously I want it. And they sent me their bonus content, which was amazing. And yeah, I'm just obsessed with their writing. It was really readable. I flew through, I read them all back to back. I did all 3 back to back to back, and I just had the best time doing it. they write Yearning Burning just as well as they write Spice.
Yes.
And then they also write good plot.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm like, okay, so you're a fucking all-rounder. Cool.
Yeah.
So I hope that they're going to write more together. But yeah, I had to put them on my Insta-Buy list because, like, I'll read anything.
Yeah, really good. Yeah, I'm really enjoying the audiobook of book 2. I just need to get back into it. But yeah, I loved it. I love book 1. Yeah, I probably, if they released anything, even though I haven't finished the trilogy, I'd still buy it.
Yeah.
100%.
Absolutely.
If they continue, even if they didn't continue authoring together, I'd still buy whatever they did.
Yeah. No, I totally
independently.
Agree.
Yeah.
Totally agree.
I'm glad we went with newer ones because I felt I was like, I just feel like, not that there's nothing wrong with talking about the Sarah J. Maas's, but like,
and also like, not that we're like, I don't know how to phrase this. We're not introducing people to new authors, and we're not like, Sarah J. Maas isn't selling well because we talk about her books. Do you know what I mean? No. And like, I'm not saying like, oh, because we talked about her books today, Chris K. Haynes is going to do better. Like, I'm not saying that, but like, if I can persuade you to go and buy Chris's book,
if you're going to spend your money on one of the two people, I tell you to spend it with Chris.
Yeah, because like Sarah J. Maas is like fucking wiping her tears with $100 bills.
Bajillion dollar bills. Yeah.
So like, do you know, but so I'm trying not to say it in like a
we love Sarah J. Maas.
Yeah, that's
like
what I mean. Like, I'm not saying like
we always say about Rebecca Yarros. Like, it's not like we love
she doesn't need our publicity.
Yeah, and anything she buys, anything she releases, we'll fucking buy. Yeah. So it's not like we're not supporting the cause, but like, yeah, if we can convince you to go pick up a new author, like there are some absolute fucking precious gems out there that don't get the publicity that the likes of Sarah J. Maas do, but are writing as equally quality books.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you decide to pick up anyone's books based on today's episode, we'd love you to share it with us. If you have read any of their books, if you've read any of the authors that we've spoken about today and you want to spiral with us about how much we love them, then again, please feel free to. Next week is going to be our April roundup.
Yes.
So obviously what we've read in April, we're going to talk about Fiction Fest, we're going to talk about My Hen, we're going to talk about announcements. Yes, we're going to talk about Burn, we're going to talk about the Rebecca Yarros Not Book 4. Have you seen that all over socials?
It's another book, but it's not the 4th book in the Empyrean series.
We've got a lot to discuss. I've got an agenda that I wrote. B was like, what the fuck? So we've got a lot to talk about. And that'll be live streamed for our highest tier Patreon members. And then we're hoping to have a good sit down, figure out what's coming over the month of May, and then figure out our life moving forward. But
I was going to say, I thought this in the car, so I haven't said it to you, but I'm going to say it now because I'll say it to you and say it to everyone. I was thinking for the bulks, once we figure out how many we need to do, but because obviously we'll do half city, we're probably maybe not going to do another book then between, it just depends.
It depends if you finish Sudden and pick something up. Like, for example, if you read Slaying the Shifter Prince, for example,
we could do that. Sure.
Do that. But it just depends what your reading looks like, because obviously I can match you. Like, if you say we're going to cover a book that I haven't read, I'll just get it done. So,
but my thought was that, can you set up polls on Discord?
Yes.
That maybe we like take some of the ideas that you guys have submitted that are not book related, and then you guys can vote, and we'll take the top however many, because we've got so many ideas, but it's just knowing what you want.
Because
that makes sense.
And like, we might think something's fucking hilarious and we're like, we'll cover that, and then you're all like, that's one of the most boring episodes I've ever listened to.
But then sometimes I see your suggestions and I'm like, oh really, you want us to talk about that? Which is like lovely, but I would never think of it. So I think for the bulk we'll probably like
come
do
to
that.
You guys to get ideas.
The majority of the episodes up until June will probably be non-dedicated book related, and then like Sam said, we need to decide on dates, but probably June, July and August will be time off and then back for September.
And like to keep you all coming back, like humble brag.
Oh yeah, that was, where did that come from?
Humble brag. Helen Shura's publicist reached out to us and just basically said, can she come on the podcast?
And it was so like, it's not that we've never wanted to interview her, but we've just never read her books yet. And
she's the Legends of Thesma, right?
Yes.
And
she also did a standalone in that series with Claire Sager and Christopher Robin. Hers is like the Naga King, I think.
I can't remember.
I can't remember.
But like, essentially she just said like, what's your availability like? And I was like, look, it's not great because of X, Y, and Z.
Well, for the next 2 months,
And then she was like, September works really well for me. And we were like, see you in September then. So if you, not that any of you were probably thinking, well, I'm not going to come back if you take a couple of months off, but like to tempt you, to wet your whistle, come back for Helen Shura in September because what the fuck?
Yeah, that's
and also somebody else, I can't remember. Another publicist reached out to us and I was like, this sounds fucking class.
Well, you'd messaged me earlier and then when you sent me the screenshot of the Helen Shura one, I thought that's who it was.
No.
And then I was like, did you not realise that this is fucking Helen Shura? And then I realised it was two different people.
The one about the cult.
Yeah, that sounds really good. I just can't remember who. Yeah, it was really good.
And also the one that sounds really good is one I read on last week's, on April's wrap-up that was like a cowboy romance, but it was... Sorry, it wasn't a cowboy romance. It was like fantasy, but you got like assigned like a spirit horse type thing. Do you remember me reading that too? So she was like a cowgirl because she had this like horse.
Did you read it?
No, I read the synopsis out to you because the publisher reached out to us.
Oh.
You don't remember?
Sorry, no.
That's fine. I need to email that publisher back.
But I'm literally like a bowl of porridge at the moment. Like I'm just... That's literally me.
So yeah, we hope that you will come back in September from whenever we decide to take a break. We'll figure that one out. But come back in September for Helen Shura. I think that's how you say her name. Legends of Thesma.
Do you know what? I don't know.
Yeah, but that was our Insta-Buy authors. Yeah. And we'll see you next week for our April roundup.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.